Hey friends, welcome to Stocks and Crypto Plays. I'm talking about Tesla. They just did their earnings report, and people they just look at, oh, they earnings per share, they missed it by 4 cents, not too bad, we did good, the stock was up after hours, and they just don't understand what's going on because they don't do enough research and they don't pay attention, and they're like, oh, I guess I'll buy now. Like, they don't know what's going on. So I'm here to tell you what's going on. You should watch my previous two Tesla videos from earlier today on my YouTube. I don't know if I put them on Twitter X. I might have put them on Twitter X also. They're only like 1 minute each, and I give you all the technical data in like 2 minutes, okay? And it's not looking good. But let's take a look at this article from the New York Times, all right? Tesla's profit fell 55%, adding to concerns about its strategy. This was just released a couple hours ago today after they gave the Tesla earnings, right? So profit fell 55% from last year, adding to concerns about its strategy in the first quarter 2024, okay? So credit to Jack Ewing from the New York Times. He wrote this article. Tesla reported on Tuesday that it made significantly less money in the first 3 months of the year because of its tepid car sales, reinforcing concern among investors that the company led by Elon Musk is losing ground in the market for electric vehicles. In my opinion, electric vehicles in general are slumping, and across the board, people don't want them. You just have a small group of people that want them because they think they're cool or whatever, or they think they're helping the environment, which they're not. But let's get back to this. It says profit fell 55% to 1.1 billion from the first quarter of 2023, the company said, and revenue fell 9% to 21.3 billion. A slump in earnings was seen as inevitable after Tesla said this month that sales in the first quarter fell 8.5% from last year. And the company announced plans to lay off more than 10% of its employees worldwide and 14,000 people. The job cuts include more than 2,000 workers at the company's factory in Fremont, Cali, and nearly 2,700 at a factory in Austin, Texas, were interpreted as a sign that Tesla was struggling to bring costs in line with sinking revenue. Okay, so in the first quarter of 23, Tesla made 2.5 billion and had one of the best profit margins in the industry, companies said a year ago. But it's been forced to cut prices, including a new round last week, lowering the amount it makes on each car it sells. For a while, the strategy helped bolstering the company's sales, but Tesla now appears to be struggling to attract buyers, even with lower prices. Well, guys, the economy is horrible right now. If you take a look at the illegitimate president right now, he's destroyed America, absolutely destroyed America. People literally cannot afford Taco Bell, okay? You got four people that go to, a family of four that goes to Taco Bell. That's basically, I don't know. I don't know if they're sponsored, I don't want to say, but it's basically dog food, okay? It's just slightly above dog food, okay? And you're going to pay $40 for a family of four at Taco Dog Food Bell, okay? Think about that. You cannot even go to Taco Bell anymore, all right? The dollar store is no longer the dollar store anymore. It costs $1.25 to $7 for stuff in the dollar store. Think about that, guys. The illegitimate president that stole the election through fraud has destroyed America. And that was their goal from the beginning. And you see how they're letting in all these people across the border. They're helping them in. They're helping them in across the border so they can get more illegal ballots for the upcoming election in 2024. But back to this. Tesla's operating profit margin last quarter was 5.5%, half as much as a year earlier, in line with how much automakers tended to earn. Tesla investors are increasingly worried that its falling sales and profit are a symptom of larger problems, pointing to the company's inability to effectively respond to increased competition from established automakers and new car makers from China. Mr. Musk signaled recent that Tesla would focus on autonomous driving technology and a vehicle called Robotaxi, sowing doubt about the company's plans to develop a new lower price model that could make electric cars affordable to a broader range of customers and people in more countries. By the way, did you know GM is going to be making a pickup truck for $10,000 MSRP? $10,000 MSRP? They're realizing that people aren't buying new cars. They're done with paying all this ridiculous money for new cars. They're just sitting on the lots. Nobody's going to buy them. They're done. Nobody's paying money for this stuff anymore, okay? People can't even buy Taco Bell. How are they going to buy a new car? So back to this. Self-driving cars have long been an obsession for Mr. Musk. In 2019, he said that Tesla would have 1 million auto taxis on the road the next year. The company still has no such cabs. Okay. Tesla lived on the coolness of its car, the idea that the company was about to launch autonomous vehicles, and investor confidence in Musk's ability to do nearly impossible things. An assistant professor at the University of Michigan Ross School of Business said in an email, "Now its cars are old. The fleet of robotaxis promised 5 years ago hasn't arrived, and confidence in Mr. Musk is battered by disappointments and behavior that mystifies investors." Tesla said on Tuesday that it remained on track to start producing a lower priced vehicle next year. So in the earnings call, they said that. So that's probably why, they had that little bump after hours. People like to hear that part of it. It said, but in a change designed to reduce upfront investment, the car will use some new components and some borrowed from existing vehicles. That strategy will allow Tesla to make new models without building new factories, the company said. This update may result in achieving less cost reduction than previously expected, the company said in a presentation to investors. Tesla's share price, which had fallen about 40% this year, surged and extended trading Tuesday after its first quarter report. Investors appeared to be pleased that the company was still planning on a more affordable model. But by the way, I think that's a fake pump, guys. I really think it's a fake pump, because if you look at the net inflows, net outflows for today, they're only about $340 million in the green, which is almost nothing. And that was prior to the earnings call. So it was like a fake pump, I think. And it was going to pump anyways because all the technical indicators were saying we were going to get a pump on the one day. I called the pump. I said we were going to pump today, and that was before earnings, and we did. So back to this, Mr. Musk has defended Tesla's price cuts, saying all car makers adjusted prices, but usually through dealer incentives and other measures that are not quite as visible to buyers. Tesla sells cars directly to customers online rather than through franchise dealers. Tesla prices must change frequently in order to match production with demand, he said. Tesla attributed the sales decline to conflict in the Red Sea, which has disrupted global supply chains, a fire that halted production at the company's factory near Berlin, and the ramp-up of an upgraded version of Model 3 sedan in Fremont. Tesla also blamed a decision by other car makers to sell more hybrid vehicles, which include a gasoline engine and batteries and electric motors, for putting pressure on sales of fully electric vehicles. The second quarter will be a lot better, Mr. Musk said on a conference call to discuss the company's results. He postponed a planned trip on Monday to India, where he was expected to meet Prime Minister Modi and announce plans for a factory, citing very heavily Tesla obligations. While the postponement may disappoint investors who had hoped India could be a new source of growth, it could also provide reassurance that Mr. Musk was addressing Tesla's problems more urgently. The company's models are unlikely to sell in large numbers in India, where most car buyers prefer smaller and more affordable vehicles. Tesla's newest vehicle is the Cybertruck, a pickup that the company began producing last year, but the company has sold only around 4,000 vehicles, according to information that emerged in a recall last week, suggesting it will not be a significant source of growth. And those 4,000 Cybertrucks they sold is probably to like millionaires, okay? Your average people aren't buying those. The self-driving taxi is seen as a long shot because even the most advanced auto systems available today sometimes make glaring mistakes. In addition, federal and state regulators will have to sign off before Tesla can put such taxis on the road. Tesla does not have a license to test driverless vehicles in California, where it would be expected to develop robotaxi software. Musk has promised robotaxi since 2016. Chief executive Apex AI, a company that provides software used by auto driving systems. I don't see enough evidence of Tesla releasing a robotaxi, at least in the short term. Musk said Tuesday that the tech was improving rapidly because of advances in AI. Answering questions from analysts, he expressed impatience with anybody who viewed Tesla as primarily a car company. We should have been thought of as an AI and robotics company, he said. Anyone who doesn't have faith in Tesla's ability to perfect auto driving, he added, should not be an investor in the company. Until recently, Tesla was among very few car makers making money on electric cars, but established car makers are catching up. GM reported earnings on Tuesday. He has ironed out production difficulties in battery pack manufacturing, ramping up output, the company's chief officer said in a conference. GM remains dependent on its gasoline vehicles, which was primarily responsible for 24% jump in profits for the first 3 months of the year to $3 billion. But the company expects to be selling EV profitable later this year, Mr. Jacobson said. Focus on Tesla's earnings report Tuesday was unusually intense after a series of recent events that raised questions about the company's direction and Mr. Musk's leadership. Last week, Tesla board of directors disapproved investors who had hoped it would do more to get Mr. Musk to focus on the car business and spend less time on X, where he is polarizing comments and affinity for right-wing conspiracy theories have alienated many potential customers. See that paragraph right there? I don't like that. I like this article because it seemed pretty straightforward, but it did seem kind of anti Elon Musk from the start. But that paragraph right there is very disturbing. That paragraph shows me that this is more of a political hit job than giving truth. They do have some powerful statements about, what's going on, and that's why I'm sharing it. But that paragraph is very disturbing. The New York Times must be like a Democratic liberal news outlet that just wants to hit Elon Musk because he was supporting Republicans. That's what it seems like to me. But then they go on to say the board took steps to reinstate a $47 billion pay package for Mr. Musk that a Delaware court had voided. The board also said it would ask shareholders to approve moving Tesla's corporate to Texas, a change Musk called for on the day the Delaware court struck down his pay package in January on grounds that it was excessive and that the shareholders were not properly informed when they approved it in 2018. Well, I'm happy that they're giving Elon Musk his $47 billion. I want him to have the money because he's actually supporting free speech in this world, in this country, as to where every other powerful entity is trying to suppress free speech, where Elon Musk is helping free speech. So I'm happy he got that bonus. And I want to do what I can to help Elon Musk. If he wants to charge every premium member an extra $1, like he said, to help support free speech, I'm fine with it. But back to Tesla, what's going on with Tesla? They're selling off by the billions, okay? Every month for the last 2 years, except for like 1 month, they've been selling off by the billions with a B. Their stock. And I've been warning everyone for 5 months, okay? So, in my opinion, yeah, we had a bump today. Maybe we'll get a bump tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know. I got to look at the technical analysis. But in the longer term, I'm talking like, within a week, we're going to be heading down further, lower. It is what it is. He's saying next quarter is going to be better, but that's next quarter. The stock market don't work that way. The stock market wants to know what's going on today, right? Hit like, subscribe, and notifications. Share the video with a friend. Comment below what do you think about it all. Talk to you soon. Have a great day.